as I was saying, lead. First up is to... Oh. Oh. I was like thinking, oh, we're gonna limit this a bit. It's almost it's almost full already. So it was gonna back up anyway. It was gonna start backing up anyway. We're gonna limit this to like that. Yeah, that will be our limit on this. That's a little bit of silver. That's accrued over the last little while. That's gonna be like, yeah, just one. I don't need that buffer. It's a little bit of silver, just a smidge, tiny little bit, tiny little bit of silver. Um, thinking about this logistically, I could just totally add the lead plates here. This can be lead plates. There's no reason to have this as a bypass. The only trains coming here are going to be silver and lead. The only reason for this bypass to exist would be if I ever have other lead stations that I want to send to this depot, this yard. That's not going to happen. Ever. Yeah, that will never happen. So we're going to expand upon this. I want to check if this, yeah, this is like not even remotely properly sized, so I will have to do this manually. Ah, the glorious manual. This is just to maintain spacing. Sure, I'll have just the two for now. One is a bypass. I do tend to keep some form of a bypass. Doink. Doink. That's that. Over here. Technically, I don't need these at all. Lead depot. Ha! Looks like silver has to be nerfed. Oh boy. Yeah, sure. Why not? We're only making two. Less than 2 per second. My train is limited to a single stack per train. We've got a bit of a buffer. A bit of a buffer on the silver. It's less than 2 per second. Anyway. So graphite and borax and sand castings. These are the things that we need. We also need a regular train station here. That doesn't need to exist. Yeah, we're good there. Also, this needs to change a little bit. The splitter needs to be here. We're going to do a jump like over here-ish. if that should fit. There we go. And then that's that. Up to 40 plates per second. So this will not be that. There. Just get that out of the way. What mod are those loaders from? This is bulk rail loaders. Bulk rail loaders is the mod. If you look on the right side on the tooltip, like right under the name, it says bulk rail loader and then squeak through. The first item on the list is the mod that it's from. So the first one is where the entity is defined, and then subsequent mods are the ones that are modifying it from that base version where it's been added. So it is a bulk rail loader. It has been added through the mod bulk rail loader, and it has been modified by squeak-through. The advanced foundry is added in Python's coal processing. It is then modified by squeak-through, and then modified by Pi's petroleum handling. And don't lose in-progress ingredients. The regenerative heat exchanger added in Pi petroleum handling, modified by squeak-through, and don't lose in-progress ingredients. It's nifty, that mod information. It tells you exactly what mod an item comes from or is modified by. Like the silver, the supplier train stop is added by train supply manager. Obviously, it's been added by train supply manager. It is awesome and magnificent, and I need to define some depot here as lead plates. The lead depot. Clearly, the lead depot is lead plates. And I will have a glorious train sitting and loading. Coke. Am I not carrying any fuel? Well, I guess yes, I am. There. Duh. Yeah, you're going to sit at this lead station 1. And go to the depot. You are going to fill your cargo, and then you are going to have a condition not to do anything until you are sent by the network. You're going to sit here and wait for the gloriousness that is lead. How am I going to input into this thing with this spacing? I don't know. I think we need to move this like down at least one. Yeah, I think have to move that out of the way. Yeah, there we go. That will be... That will be that. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to have the lead stacked, and then I will unstack it to put it back in here, just to save a little tiny bit of belt from where we are casting to where we are loading. That's all that is right there. So we need to start by making molten. This is 9 electric arc furnaces. I need to decide what area I'm going to do this in, because I don't think 9 is going to fit in here. Not at this orientation. Maybe going down, but nah, I don't think I'm going to have 9 and 7 like that. We're going to go this way on this side and do R9. Make the glorious molten lead, and then cast that molten lead in 7 casting machines. So this is only sand castings that we need to add, which is fantastic, and this is only borax and graphite through 9. Yes, 9. 4.3, 2.2, 2.2. Okay, so when I do my high pressures, probably right here, making graphite. If I can ever, ooh, hello. That'll be later. Graphite. We need enough for 2.2 or 7. 7. Yay. Now, the unfortunate part with this is I'm pretty sure that it is at ratio, which is a slight problem because that just means I can't exactly use this line as is. Really, though. Alright, so that just means I'll scale. I can scale and compress more onto this. So this is 2. This is 2 yellow belts. And this will consume 2 yellow belts if I needed to have all of the titanium. If I needed all of the titanium all at the same time, that's only when that would apply. So for now, I suppose we can be lazy. And be like, hey, let's uncompress that and send it on over. Consume our like 5. Oh god, that's actually a lot. That's actually a fair amount. I am very much looking forward to productivity being a thing. Okay, you also need the borax, sure, and of course the dust. So this will be a double line. The borax is here. I'll bring it over and down. How fast do you need things each? So my thoughts here is I should have this on the faster inserter because has to swing twice each. So, yeah, the version 18 broke a lot of mods, I'm sure. Some rather important ones still need to be updated, but the vast majority have been, and a number of them that aren't only require you to change one very specific thing that says, "Hey, I work in Factorio 18." That's like the only thing is just change a 0.17 to a 0.18. On a mod's info file. That is, generally speaking, the only change for a number of the mods. The majority of mods, I would say. That's all that's required. I've also got this here. They don't need to exist here. Goodbye. Those poor pipes. That 3.2 billion kimberlite. Gone. Disappeared. No longer exists. That poor kimberlite is gone. All those diamonds. All those potential diamonds. They gone. Speaking of which, Ore Eraser. Another one of those mods that I had to do what I just said. I've gone in and I've changed that value, that Factorio version value from 17 to 18, and that's all I did. Ore Eraser is problematic because if you try to erase too much at the same time, it crashes your save. Like, it errors. It error messages on you, and it takes you out of your save. I know because I tried doing that, and it did that. So you can't take Ore Eraser and just select huge swaths of land and resources for it to get rid of. I went and I did a thing that I shouldn't have done. I needed to do this thing before actually hooking it up. And of course. You can just sit there. Yeah, Ore Eraser is very nice for those people who absolutely refuse to build anything besides mining drills on top of ore patches. Cough, cough. Anyway. Yeah, just... Yeah. Yeah, this stuff. Here, let's be kind to people and be like, okay. And let's just say that doesn't exist either. And yeah, that does not exist, right? That doesn't exist. We haven't built on top of an ore patch. We haven't built on top of an ore patch. Anything besides mining drills? Yeah, we totally didn't do that, right? Right? We totally didn't do that. Yeah. We totally didn't do that. Is there anywhere else where that happened? Not particularly. I guess I've got a storage thing on here. Oh god, the answering machine. No, stop! Message deleted. End of messages. That would be one of those ones where it disconnected and it was like brr, 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 brr. This is why I need to mute. Like, oh hey, let's leave a message / not actually leave a message and just let the connection disconnect and have it beep at you for all eternity. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh right, we were like we're not building on ore. That's what we're doing. We're not building on the ore. We are not building on the ore. Like that's a thing that we have not done at all. Nowhere have we built on the ore. Speaking of which, I did this exact thing with the train line. There was a whole bunch of stuff that I was going over on this train line. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. Just like here. That all that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, that was never over my train tracks. There totally was never a big zinc patch that was over here as well. This thing. Yeah, you don't exist. Yeah, stuff. Things. My building on other things elsewhere. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything off the top of my head. I'm not seeing anything that's yeah. I think we're good now. I mean, there's some starting resource stuff that won't exist for too much longer, actually. Anyway, continuing. Let's actually have progress today. I ended up making the previous stream 2 videos for the VODs. 2 total videos for the VODs instead of the usual 5. You know, just cause of, you know, lack of progress. Lack of progress across those 2, and I was sort of off on my numbering by 2. So it was a prime opportunity. I need more fast inserters. That's what I need. So we're going back and getting more fast inserters right now. Yeah, not much progress at all, actually, last time. Lots of talking, lots of discussion. That was nice. That was fine, honestly, to have talking and discussion. But we need to actually make some progress happen. As for this stuff, yeah, that needs to be removed, truncated. What else? Oh yeah, you shouldn't exist either. So the idea here is I'm now starting to migrate away from having this stuff on the bus with the intention of eventually having everything replaced and deleting. Yeah, just removing everything here. In the meantime, I now have these temp stations. You can see this urea station temp here, this wood station temp. This is wood sourced from my bus. This is urea sourced from my bus. From the AUG situation here, like this glorious 110 AUG paddocks making manure from food. All of that urea is now on my train network through that temp station until I set up something better. Okay, let's grab the inserters I came for. And start heading on back. And of course I set up the, alright, I haven't I haven't like actually shown, have I? So the bedding. I finished the build on the bedding. All right, Pynodon. You asked what did I miss at the beginning, and I completely forgot to mention again. You forgot the hot air grod recipe to change it to 5 and 5. You fixed the dried grod recipe without the hot air to be 5 and 5. You did not change the one with hot air to 5 and 5. 5 to 1, 5 to 5. So yeah, that's the one. That's the thing. That's the thing that I should have immediately mentioned when he asked what did I miss? You missed that with the hot air not being fixed. So yeah. Anyway, bedding. Bedding made out of grod. Now a lot more grod than I need for the output of bedding that I desire from this particular setup. Some amount of yotoi exists, getting processed into leaves. All of the actual yotoi gets processed into the leaves. I now have way more leaves than what I need for this single building of output. It is currently only limited by my fiber input, which is going to require a lot more kickalc. A lot more kickalc to actually have proper ratios of all the things. And yeah, we've got the soil, we've got the sand, and we've got the clay now feeding in. We've got the trains bringing in the stone, the urea, and the wood. Speaking of stone, this is brand new from off screen. I made a thing for stone station. Nice big station too. I extended my train track out all the way over here to add this stone station. And there, remember that excursion we went on and turned up the resource probability to try and get a biosample to spawn to show that it was broken at the time, and then I proceeded to fix it and then changed the resource chance back down again. Yeah, that I'm tapping into one of the stones that had spawned, and I'm seeing I was blind, and this much bigger patch exists right up here as well. So why I tapped this one, I have no idea. I'm completely blind to this patch. I should have deleted everything around this patch and tapped that one, because this patch has some trouble fitting 5. This patch would have no trouble fitting 10. I could probably fit 10 lines up here. But you know what? It's close enough. I'm still going to go out and delete all the stuff around this stone, and I can add it to what exists here. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm very much tempted not to touch this coal. Like of all the resources to go and delete, coal is one of the ones I don't want to touch as badly. Same with the tar as well. But I might have to, and the salt, obviously. For obvious reasons, we don't want to mess with the salt. We want all the salt. Anyway, let's continue this. Try to get this done within the first half so that I can spend the second half of the stream actually doing the ulric stuff. Because remember, this is all for ulric. It's all for the ulric. All of it, every last bit of it is for the ulric. So let's see if we can actually finish both this and the ash within 23 minutes. I don't think that's gonna exactly happen, but we shall see. We shall see. Now the sand castings was 0.9. How big of a scale do I want that to be? Oh yeah, and I finished copper. That was the last thing that I did. I didn't do that much off screen. Finishes bedding, adds on an entire station for stone, and finishes copper. Yeah, he didn't do much off screen. Adds temp stations for urea and wood. Yeah, quote unquote, didn't do much off screen between Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, sure. Sure. About that, see. So yeah, the copper is finished. I've got plates and molten trains sitting here. Um, yeah, it's copper. I am voiding the this stuff. I forget the name of it. The byproduct that you could convert into more plates. Just because that's a level of complexity I don't feel like dealing with. I don't want this to back up and limit my molten production, because that's what would happen is if I made these into plates, when the plates back up, it would start backing this stuff up anyway, and I would have to void it out anyway if I was still needing molten copper for the one other thing that uses molten copper, which is duralumin. In order to keep the duralumin moving, I would need to keep the molten copper moving, even if I'm backed up on the plates. So I decided, screw it. We're just going to void it from the start. And of course, we are voiding all of the gravel, and all of the stone is being voided via saline. I could store the saline and actually use it, but I'm lazy. I am inherently lazy. So I was looking up here because I have this set up for the sand castings that I very much desire to use. And I will do so. They will not be coming from the left. The tar will be coming from the right this time. Okay. One further down, apparently. So the great thing about sand castings, you don't actually need to have any dedicated setup for sand castings. Ever. I don't need to do what I did on my on the rails stream save, which was had a area near tar dedicated to making sand castings and had them on my rail network. I don't actually need to do that. And the reason is you can just move the tar where you need it. You don't need to actually do this processing. It doesn't get sandcastings don't get used in high enough amounts for it to be worth putting onto a rail network. Generally, in most circumstances, it's going to be easier just to make it on site out of tar and do the creosote locally as well. Granted, there's probably going to be some things that do use a lot, but again, it's like in general, its use is low enough. Its use is low enough. I don't actually want it on this side because this side's going to be the stuffs, the plates, the compressed plates, actually. So that's going to feed there. I need all of the inserter logistics. This is the lead dust in. So I need to we'll bring it this way. Note that the way that I have built this is that I can actually just copy this whole thing. I can basically just copy this whole thing and like paste it any direction, above, below, any, like literally anywhere, but it can scale on the vertical and expand on the horizontal, like I'm doing here. That's why I'm building like this, by the way, is because this is more easily scalable. I can just copy, paste next door, paste above, paste below, paste over here somewhere. I now have this setup that I can paste down, and I know that it's able to process 5 yellow belts of this stuff. It's easy to scale after you've built it once. That's the whole point of me beginning to build in this manner across the board. Even up here, this really, really long setup on the copper, this really, really long setup to process 5 yellow belts. It's a lot of buildings. It's a huge amount of infrastructure. I still need to fix this. Recipe assignment over here.